in couple of days the KVK will start, and of course I'm getting ready to make even more merits as an archer main, right? Today we are going to build my 5 archer marches, which I'm going to use for the next KVK, which will start in 2 days, right? So let's not waste too much time and let's get to work and let's build my 5 marksman marches, which have been pretty good last KVK, and I want to make some changes. Maybe we're gonna get even more, right? So first march, of course, it will be marksman, and I will go as a chronologically, right? So let's start with, for example, Kinara. Kinara is primary, and I'm gonna go with Moose Yang as a secondary, right? Of course, the artifact will be Rattle Spear for sure, and the Warped will be Snowpeak Rock, and you can see this is my Snowpeak Rock. I know of soon I'm gonna make the Bladder or 2-star, but finally I made better stats on the luck. I tried some regeneration and I got a little bit lucky, right? So finally some luck is on our side. So basically Kinara Musyang, this is my first marksman march with a lot of debuff. Of course, I want to utilize Musyang's debuff by reduction of healing, which is really important, especially against Kuma hero pairs or Magrats, or in general any type of healing in the game, right? Of course, Kinara will apply a lot of slows, lot of defense break, and by those help of the defense break, Snowpeak Rock will be dealing the damage, right? Of course, counterattack from this hero pair will be a little bit stronger, because we all know that Kinara's counterattack damage is a lot better than any other marksman heroes, right? Because of this gracious violence. So basically, this will be my first marksman hero pair. Both of the heroes are awakened. Of course, finally we got tier 5 troops, and what can be better, right? So let's go and let's click on confirm. The next one, which will be surprising for a lot of people, but finally I want to play with some flying hero pair, and I want to go with Fraegar and Thea, right? With Fraegar and Thea, I still want to utilize with Heart of Kamasi. And of course, as a war pet, I'm gonna go with the Nitroke, right? The Nitroke will be here. So basically, for a long time, because my Fraegar was low levels in terms of skill levels because of the recovery event, I managed to awaken this hero, and finally I will be able to use her with Wyverns, right? Heart of Kamasi, because generally I like to be defensive, especially with flying units or in general in the game, but the skill attributes which we are getting from the Heart of Kamasi is just too valuable, right, to miss it. So still, Fraegar Thea will be normal attackers as always, and Nitroke and Heart of Kamasi will do its job, right? So yeah, that's the hero pair. Of course, I wish I had Thea awakened. It's always great to have whenever you are playing with multiple legions, because you will be able to apply your shield to not only your hero but to another hero pair which will be nearby, which is really important, right? Of course, before my second hero pair was in Vicentara, but I guess finally it's time for me to try out KVK without Indy Centara, right? Of course, here we're gonna use tier 4 Wyverns. Maybe soon I will be able to upgrade my Wyverns to tier 5s. Of course, I'm still working on it, but yeah, this will be my second hero pair. Unfortunately, I won't gonna have enough time to work on a Ravage 3-star. This Warped will be like this forever, in my opinion. But yeah, this will be the second hero pair for our 5 March, and let's see how Fraegar and Thea will be performing against real opponents in the next KVK, which will start in a couple of days. So yeah, that's our second hero pair. Let's go and let's move to our third archer hero pair, and I guess we won't gonna have too much surprises here. We're gonna go with Magrat. We're gonna go with Zaita, right? The artifact will be, of course, Gilded Crossbow. We have level 3 Glittering Bolt, which I hope in near future we're gonna make it level 5. And of course, the Warped will be Shadow Manticore. This is one of my best warpeds which I have currently in the game. I think next KVK I will be able to make intense chain strikes 3-star also, because like I'm really close. I'm collecting the currencies for the warpeds, and yeah, finally made chain strikes 3-star, and basically right here every single additional star means more and more merits, right? Shadow Manticore and Magrat and Zaida is basically guaranteed to have yellow merits, 50k, 80k, 100k, 150k merits, which happened with the PvP gameplay, which we have done in on this account. And if you have not seen it, we're gonna show it. But this is the warped which is giving us a lot of merits. So yeah, the of course tier 5 archers, and what we can say about this hero pair. One of the best hero pairs in general for the open field gameplay to get merits with archers and with mages also. If you are just starting the game, Season 1, Season 2, this hero pair is coming out, so my advice is always to all the new archer players in Season 1, save up all the legendary hero tokens and invest everything, whatever you have, on Magrat and Zaida, right? Because until next G5 archers are coming out, Magrat and Zaida will be your number one choice in terms of gameplay against real opponents, and in general, not only behemoths, like in any activity of the game. So this is our third march which we are having here. Let's easily move to the fourth one. And the fourth one will be Falgrim and Nico, right? Falgrim and Nico, the artifact will be Iron Tusk. And yeah, we have level 2 Rapid Salvo, and the Warped will be Barbed Manticore. I'm missing 500 experience in order for me to make Puncture 3-star, which will be a pretty huge boost. Then I'm gonna add one more skill, and then let's see if I will continue working on this Warped, right? Of course, this warped is centered around skill damage factor, not only the warped but whole hero pair. Skill damage users, some defense breaks, some skill damage buffs which are synergistic between each other. Now, of course, defense break from the Nico is synergistic with the Barbed Manticore. If you already have defense break, you're gonna deal more damage and have extra rage. If not, Barbed Manticore will apply its own defense break, which is always valuable whenever you are fighting as an archer player versus basically infantries, right? The infantry swarm is your number one opponent in open field PvP, right? Nico is awakened, Falgrim is 5-3-2-5. Well, my attention is towards different hero right now, and maybe when I'm gonna awaken that hero, I will come back to Falgrim and try to awaken Falgrim also, right? So yeah, this is my fourth hero pair, which is Falgrim and Nico. I wish I had awakened Falgrim. It will be amazing, because I believe awakened Falgrim's awakening skill is actually amazing. When Falgrim Legion launches normal attack, it deals 20% more hero skill damage until next time Falgrim casts a rage skill. And basically, we're gonna deal damage by hero skill damage from the both heroes, right? This effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds, and trust me, 20% is hero skill damage increase is a huge number for that exact that exact reason, right? So yeah, I believe awakening Falgrim is like my third or fourth priorities in 2026. I hope I will make it at some point, right? So yeah, basically that's my fourth hero pair. So finally, we are here in a fifth hero pair, and you would ask which one it will be, right? It won't gonna be a surprise. It's of course Ruby. Ruby, and of course here we are basically waiting for Kaelan, right? And we are waiting for Kaelan in the reason because I still don't have Kaelan. In order for me to unlock Kaelan, I have to try the strongest lord, or I have to get lucky with the Wheel of Destiny, right? Until Kaelan will appear, I have Ruby. You can see I'm increasing the skill levels of Ruby, 5, 4, 4, 3. We have Roaring Rager, and we have Wind Whistle. I finally caught this Warped, and of course I'm going to try my best to actually Now regenerate the wind whistle to the point where we're gonna have S tiers on luck, agility, and strengths, and try to get at least 7. Of course, maximum would be 8 skill slots, but it will take time. Meanwhile, I will try my best in order for me to actually unlock Kaelan, right? So you would say what I will do until I'm gonna unlock Kaelan. The answer is really, really simple. In my case, for example, I'm gonna use Fraegar until the Kaelan will be unlocked. We're gonna try to get, well, I'm gonna use Nitroke until I'm gonna make my Windwhistle in a much better situation. And here the second hero pair will be still for early game in next KVK. It will be Indies and it will be actually Tara, right? Well, let me check where is Tara. Tara should be here, right? Indies and Tara with the Heart of Kamasi. Let's get Heart of Kamasi. It should be with the Marksman artifacts. Yeah, Heart of Kamasi, and the Warped is Sand Lizard, right? Sand Lizard for some heals. And of course, I'm gonna still use Wyvern. So let's get back to the fifth hero pair. Basically, this will be my fifth hero pair until I'm gonna unlock Kaelan. The reason why I'm gonna use Fraegar because Ruby has multiple synergies with extra normal attacks. From main skill, this is 1 extra normal attack damage. From the 4th skill, extra normal attack damage is also here, and when I'm gonna awaken Ruby, we're gonna get extra normal attack damage from the awakening skill. Plus, Ruby is a precision hero pair with a talent tree, and Mighty Slash, the last talent tree for the Ruby, will also give us extra normal attack damage, right? And yeah, synergies with the Fraegar. Fraegar 4 skill will give us extra normal attack damage, plus all the buffs basically is quite synergistic, right? Normal attack damage increase, defense increase, normal attack damage increase, and defense increase. Of course, while you are a normal attacker in the open field battlefield, you really utilize the crit rate and crit damage increases for your hero pairs, and I believe Fraegar will also give us that, right? So yeah, I have been using this hero pair for a while. It does a lot better when I'm increasing more levels on Ruby. And hopefully we're gonna awaken Ruby soon, and hopefully I will equip Windwhistle here because I know how much damage Windwhistle actually does in open field PvP when you have awakened Ruby in your arsenal, right? So yeah, this is my 5th Legion, and this is why the reason why I'm using Fraegar with Ruby until I'm gonna acquire Kaelan, in which I hope will happen really soon. So basically, this is my 5 March, which I'm gonna use until I'm gonna unlock Kaelan. As soon as we're gonna do that, we're gonna be using Fraegar with Thea and Ruby and Kaelan together. Until that, I believe these 5 marches last KVK gave us almost 25 million merits, and my next goal will be at least 30 and 30 plus million merits, and hopefully we will be able to achieve that goal, right? So yeah, you can see I think I managed to sync up the speed of like at least close to syncing up the speed of my march speed of this 5 march. So last time Ruby was a little bit slower, and I made some changes, and finally we will be able to move around as a one unit, right? And actually whenever in open field PvP there is a lot of infantries, moving around together is really essential. So yeah, I'm expecting more merits because every next KVK we are getting stronger and stronger. So yeah, basically that's my 5 March. Of course, share your marches. Tell me what's your expectations in next KVKs. And as always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation when you actually do that, right? I hope everyone is going to have an amazing day, morning, and night. We are going to see each other really soon. Bye bye. Good luck.